Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, today it's November 29th, 2019, and today I want to share an idea that I've had percolating for quite some time. Many of you know that we have a really small scale farm, large scale garden systems going on and food forests and all, and you've seen me use the various pieces of equipment around the property. And you know from some of my recent videos that I'm super excited about the Cybertruck, Elon Musk or Tesla's electric version pickup truck. And I see many possibilities of various uses of that pickup truck. But today I want to share with you an idea that I've had for quite some time, an electric utility vehicle that can replace some of the equipment that we're currently using on small scale farms. Now, the industrial agricultural system, people are becoming more aware of it, that they really don't want these large monoculture crops. And farmers are having a hard time keeping those farms afloat. Dairy farms here in New York State are starting to go under, and there's a large movement of young people going ahead and doing really small scale farming systems, even inside of urban settings. So by farming land that was lawns in an urban setting, people can produce food, generate an income, and provide highly nutritious food to local communities, which were otherwise food deserts. The only places I had to go to get some food was a local 7-Eleven or that sort of place. So one of the things that's really made a big difference in my life is learning about Elliot Coleman, Jean-Martin Fortier, the market gardener, even Curtis Stone, the urban farmer in Canada. So there's many people on YouTube that are sharing their experiences, starting off either leasing somebody's land or borrowing somebody's lawns and actually putting in good gardening systems. And one of the innovations that's really made a big difference are the two-wheeled walk-behind tractors. Now, I have a 749 BCS Italian-made walk-behind two-wheel tractor, which has a power takeoff on it that attaches to multiple different attachments that we use on a farm. So many people are familiar with rototillers. Not as many people are familiar with power harrows, which do less tilling of the soil. They don't really turn the soil very much. They just dress the top of the beds so that they're ready for seeding. I have a flail mower that takes like the corn stalks and breaks it all down and makes a nice beautiful mulch that feed the microorganisms in the soil. I have a tool that goes down the garden paths and takes the material, the soil that slipped into the paths, and puts it back up on top of the beds. This is all wonderful and it's fantastic, and you can fit these small pieces of equipment inside of narrow places between buildings. You have a relatively short turnaround space at the end of each row. But it does require people to be able to utilize these pieces of equipment. And mine is diesel. There's gasoline, diesel. I think there's probably some propane ones out there as well, but there aren't any electric ones. They make noise and they contribute to global warming, and they certainly aren't good for our health with the noxious fumes that come from those internal combustion engines. And behind me is Pepe. It's my 310 diesel-powered 4x4 utility vehicle. It's got 2 rows of seats, but I never use the back row of seats back there. And it has a small bed in the back. The spacing between each of the front wheels and hind wheels on center is 48 inches wide. And that ends up working out very well for a market gardener. But it has a large turning radius, so it can't really work in small plots. And it only has, I think, about a 12-inch clearance. And some of my beds are quite high as well. But wouldn't it be awesome if Tesla produced a Cybertruck Mini-Me? So in other words, something with approximately the same dimensions as this, with a couple of battery packs in the system, with either 3 or 5 electric motors, so that we can have power to all 4 wheels. We can have an adjustable air suspension or a fixed 24-inch high suspension with large aggressive wheels like this. These wheels here, these tires go right through about a foot of snow without any problem, and can go through mud areas as well. But I think with the undercarriage system or the body system that the Cybertruck has, adopting those same systems for a system like this. So this can carry quite a bit of weight, but I think that a Tesla model, a mini Cybertruck, a mini-me Cybertruck, could really handle things. So what would the extra motors do? Well, they'd operate power takeoffs from the front of the vehicle and from the back of the vehicle. The benefit of the BCS two-wheel walk-behind tractor actually has one power takeoff, but you can move the handles to the back of the front. So if you're running a rototiller or power harrow, power harrow, you want that unit to be behind the motor source or be behind the wheels. But if you're using some of the mowers, you want that unit to be out in front of the power unit. So you can turn, that's the handy ability of using that two-wheel unit. Well, suppose we had a system like this that both the front wheels and back wheels could go assist in turning. That vehicle could turn 360 degrees on its own axis, and it could be able to hook up to these same attachments for a 30-inch wide permanent raised bed or 30-inch wide beds, and also have cultivators on either side. So one pass could go ahead and prep a bed. One pass could run the direct seeders and automatically seed the bed. One pass could cultivate both the paths and the top of the bed. One pass could automatically seed the beds as well with cover crops. And the interesting thing about this is with the autonomous investigations and investments that Elon Musk has been making into the whole Tesla line of automobiles, we can see a vehicle like this potentially being unmanned. So in other words, you could go ahead and plot out the area, have the truck go ahead and work. It'd be working quietly since it has electric motors, so it could work at all different hours. It would be able to navigate down the paths and do the work, and it really could make even the rental system. So if a small-scale farmer couldn't afford this, they could rent the unit for a day, have the vehicle come in, even working at nighttime doing the work for the crops and all. So you don't have to wait just for the daylight when it's not raining or snowing to do all these things. Other things that this thing could do is, with the appropriate attachments on it, it could lay down biodegradable mulch so that to control weeds as well, so it makes a one pass. So those people who want to put in one system and warm up the beds early in the spring, this could do it. This could potentially even have a mountable system for putting down your tarps in the winter months around here. So I see this as being able to really decrease the amount of physical labor that people have to do, that it could potentially be automated so that it could automatically go back to your charging station, recharge, and then go right back out to work. So that's an idea I have about a mini-me Cybertruck. It could utilize all of the attachments of a walk-behind two-wheel tractor like my BCS tractor, and also utilize the technology of, for instance, Tesla has the most advanced battery technology that there is, with the most advanced cooling system that increases the longevity of the battery systems. Tesla also has the most efficient and lightest weight and most cost-effective electric motors in the industry. Tesla also has the most powerful circuitry with advanced chipsets that have over-the-air upgradable firmware as well. The Tesla has utilized autonomous features where I think that we're getting close to the point where farming could be totally changed by using a vehicle approximately this size that has wheels that drive down the paths in between, and each implement could go over the garden beds and do the work while still building and creating more soil without the farmer having to do all of that extra work. There's enough work that farmers have to do. Pieces of equipment like this could make food deserts a thing of the past. And there are many other uses that I have for, even in the food forest, having road maintenance on a vehicle like this. You can have a snowblower attachment on it. You can have grading systems on it. You can have raking systems on it. You can have the large sweepers on it. There are the number of possibilities for systems like this is amazing if you have one central unit that attaches to multiple different attachments that have very specific jobs. And with the autonomous future and the recognizing what plants are and what paths are and what roads are and border lines, all of those things, the automation advantages really can make the farmer's work much less in the future. So if you found this video of value, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. By all means, if you have ideas about this, there are many different companies out there, Bollinger, Archimoto, many different, Rivian, all different companies out there. I don't see anyone really thinking about making our farming industry much easier and much more beneficial to local communities as well. Well, thanks so much for watching, folks, and have a great day. Bye-bye now.